Hi everybody, hope you're well. Today I will read a text by Milton Glaser on Tadanori Yokoo, a Japanese graphic designer who's exhibited in our current exhibition, KIYOSHI AwazU, Tadanori Yokoo and Others, Graphic Design in Japan in the 1970s and 1980s. It doesn't seem quite proper to call the object you are examining a book of posters. Posters are works that transmit information about an event or facts about a product. The intention of the exercise is to motivate an audience towards the client's objective. Although we can occasionally recognize a sales objective in some of Yokoo's work, most of them impress us as being about some other more ephemeral issue. More than anything else, they chart Tadanori's development as an artist and the extraordinary change of consciousness that parallels and relates to that development. Both the early and later work share certain outstanding characteristics that remain constant. Yokoo's preoccupation with stylistic variety within a single work, his almost total eclecticism, and his obsession with death. The earliest examples of this collection reflect the influence of pop art, the dominant painting mode of the late 50s and early 60s. It is worth observing the convoluted path that this form took, originating in the debased commercial graphic arts of the materialistic American culture, and then elevated as the official art of the 60s through the extraordinary efforts of such painters as Oldenburg, Lichtenstein, Rosenquist, Warhol, and Rauschenberg. In a clear example of the sonata form, it finally became an inspirational resource for the graphic arts once again. Tadanori's works of this period are characterized by a cartoon-like, almost naive drawing combined with references and motifs from peculiarly Japanese sources such as packages, woodcuts, and crests. In these collage-like works, Tadanori walks a risky line between the banal and the esoteric. It is a line that he has always walked, although the elements of style he uses have changed dramatically. Tadanori is masterful in his use of bad taste, compelling us to pay attention to his message by its sheer irritation value. Blood, melodrama, and eroticism are other elements that serve the same function. The spiritual path begins with the awareness of physicality, and Tadanori's concern with sexuality, gaping wounds, sporting arteries, and mutilation are metaphors for this awareness. The more recent works are farther along the path. They have become increasingly metaphysical, both in the subject matter and in the way they are produced. Tadanori no longer seems to draw or make things by hand. Rather, these newer objects seem to have been discovered by him and made physical through the intervention of his printer. These works, in fact, frequently do not exist before they are printed, to distinguish them from designs that are totally created and then reproduced. It is as though the medium that once was pen, ink, and paint has become the photo engraver, the press, and the printer. In addition to this technical change, the contents of these works now most often concern cross-cultural religious ideas, ranging from Doré engravings of Dante to a depiction of 1,000 Buddhas. The most powerful of these works deal with the most fundamental issues of both art and spirituality, the nature of light. There is no subject more worthy of an artist's attention.